find what you're good at and help people. And that's kind of, yeah. And the disruptor too. I kind of want try coaches too to kind of maybe come out and sub out their swims like to me or someone like you too. And I was kind of before the pod, I was kind of looking about, kind of what you're about. And yeah, it seems like we're similar
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah. So what, you started triathlon when you were like 9, I think. Is that is that about right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been on and off mostly.
Yeah.
Like did a lot of swimming and, and in my 20s, I wasn't doing too much triathlon and kind of got back into it in my late 20s and COVID.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been around endurance sports my whole life, essentially.
Yeah. And I mean, the most I ever saw my dad work out was pretty low, right? So I'm gonna imagine that your dad was a pretty important figure in not just training, but setting goals and figuring out what you wanted to do as an athlete, because so many kids always have the same thought, right? I'm gonna go to the Olympics.
Hmm.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
everything. It is important, but it's not everything. There's so much more you can do with sport as well. So I can appreciate you saying
No,
that.
100%. Yeah. And my parents did such a good job. Like I had two sisters. They both swam in college. Like we were a big swim family and, we worked hard, but we had good genetics as well, which is always helpful. And they never were like pushing us to, some parents watch every swim practice and like, oh, I'm so excited about they were just like very like hands off. Like if you guys are loving it, then keep going. And we had good coaches too that I think you kind of get what you put in. It's not so serious. And if the kids want to work hard and get fast, you can. And if you don't, then you don't really have to. And maybe that keeps people in the sport longer too. You don't want to be like so forceful as a young coach or a parent, because all the kids whose parents hovered and were way too into it were the ones who were not going to the pool
Yeah.
anymore,
Yeah.
for fun.
Right.
Right. Even I had friends in college and, it's like some of them don't swim anymore. And I think it's kind of sad because they loved it at some
Yeah.
point and then they lost that love. Right.
Yeah.
So it can be tough.
Do you feel like triathlon helped you kind of keep that love for swimming? One of my mentors is a tri coach, actually. And he, a couple of years ago, had said it to a group of his athletes that in triathlon, just finishing the race is an accomplishment in itself, versus like at a swim meet, you're expected to finish a 200 freestyle, not a huge
Yeah.
accomplishment. So it's like this different thing. It's like, oh, wait, I don't have to like be faster every single time. I don't have to be the same time every single time. I can just finish and feel good about that, right? So do you feel like that's helped you stay in the water?
Well, yeah, and it's like I can maintain like at such a lower like not intensity, but like focus
Yes.
essentially, right? Like you said in the pool, it's like pace times X. And I was someone in college, like with Olympians, and like, Nathan Adrian's on my team. Like he's an Olympic gold medalist
Right.
in the 100 free. It's like, you know, I lost some confidence, honestly. Like, you're a big fish in high school and you go to college and I'm like, yeah, like I was one of the kind of the slower guys on the Cal team and I was happy to be there and I learned a lot and it was great. But yeah, when you go back into triathlon now, everyone's kind of like gassing me up again because, I swim well and I'm like, yeah, just so you know, get people to come up and be like, yeah, maybe you can help me. Like, I know you were a great pro swimmer and all this. I'm like, I just want to say, I've never said I was a pro swimmer.
Right.
Like, I was not really even close to being a pro swimmer. I mean, relatively in the grand scheme, I guess percentage wise, you're close, but it's like, yeah, I qualify for the Olympic trials, but as swimmers know, it's a long way from being in the
Right.
Olympics and qualifying
Right. I
in
mean,
the
how many
Olympic
people were in
trials.
your
So
event in Olympic trials, right? I mean, it was
yeah,
hundreds of people still. So it's like,
yeah,
still
no,